Super Mario Land 2, the 6 gold coins. Wow, this is a very unique game, and if you are a huge Super Mario Brothers fan, this is a very unique game because in this game there is no Princess Peach and there is no Bowser. It is playing this game just gives you just a fresh breath of air because I know the traditional Mario games are that you're Mario, you're trying to rescue Princess Peach from the castle, and Bowser's always the enemy. Well, with this game, it's really cool because the main villain in this game is actually Wario, and believe it or not, this is actually Wario's first game appearance as well. But you are Mario, and you supposedly have a castle in this game, and Wario stole your castle from you, so you're trying to go around in all the different worlds that they have in this game, and you're trying to collect 6 golden coins, which are supposedly in this game like keys, and you need the 6 golden coins in order to enter your house or your mansion and or your castle. I guess I said that wrong, and you had to defeat Wario. But yeah, something I want to point out is look over here. This is a really cool effect that they have for 3DS Virtual Console games where they'll cycle through 3 different in-game photos and also the title screen of this game. Now, something really cool about this game is this is actually the first Virtual Console game that I ever purchased for myself. Now, I had the first Virtual Console game that I had ever gotten was actually Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES for the original Wii, but I didn't really purchase that. My dad got that for me for like a birthday present. But this is the first game Virtual Console game that I purchased with my own money, and I got my money's worth out of it. I beat the game, and it was so much fun. I remember I went to GameStop and they had like this GameStop code. But stay tuned to after this video because I have some very fun stories to tell. Let's watch this gameplay trailer. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, this game definitely has some Super Mario World vibes, and that's actually my favorite Mario game of all time. Pause the video if you want to read the description that they have over here, and I'll scroll it up. Pause the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at these photos. So, I remember this is a really good game if you ever decide to go on a camping trip. I know when I was younger, I actually had I had this old Game Boy Pocket, and I actually brought this game on a camping trip, and this is a really good camping trip game. This game has so much unique worlds. There's a space theme, there's a underwater theme. I know that there is a toy theme where you actually enter a toy Mario. That's kind of unique. There's so much unique worlds. The story is different from your typical Mario game. Now, my story that I'm going to say that is somewhat related to this game was this happened back in 2003 to 2004. Our summer vacation of 2004 or summer 2004, I had just graduated the 3rd grade, and I was about ready to go back into the 4th grade. And the year before, like when I was in the 3rd grade, it was a weird year. I know I had to halfway through the year I had to transfer different schools, and the school that I ended up going to, I became best friends with this one guy or this one kid, and it was really cool. We hung out with each other. I went over his house quite often, and he had this really cool big farmhouse that he lived at. And the few things that I remember from his farmhouse was he had this barn that was that when you were looking at it, it was leaning so far. I remember his parents telling us to stay away from it. Well, and thank God, because that barn was just at any moment it was about ready to fall down. But that's something I remember. It was actually, he had a PlayStation 1, and it was the first time I ever had seen a PlayStation 1. I was a Nintendo kid. I had a Nintendo 64, although I did have a PS2 around that time. But I had never seen the original PS1, and he introduced me to the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon games, because him and his family were really into it. And I remember he was the first house that I ever had like an actual sleepover with, and him and his family and my family ended up becoming, we got pretty close. And what ended up happening was that summer vacation, his older sister and his mom started babysitting me and my two little brothers. Well, unfortunately, what ended up happening was this happened around 2 months within summer vacation, more towards the end of summer vacation. One thing led to another, and some incident happened where his sister was babysitting me and my little brothers, and my little brother ended up. His sister did something that my mom didn't like. Essentially, something that that happened to my younger brother, and my mom fired her for babysitting. I don't remember exactly what it was. I know that it was something that really got my mom mad, and what ended up happening was, all of a sudden, it took a while. It didn't happen right away, but they started, his family started really disliking us for some reason. I cannot really put my thumb on it. I don't know if my best friend's older sister, I don't know if she exaggerated things or told lies, because that unfortunately occasionally happens. But either way, what ended up happening was right before things got very toxic between my family and his, and he ended up stealing my Game Boy Pocket with my copy of Super Mario Land 2, the 6 gold coins. And oh my goodness, trying to get that Game Boy, I ended up getting it back, but trying to get that game back was like pulling nails and teeth. It was not as easy as just asking them. There's a lot of drama situation, and I remember that relationship completely fell apart. They started hating us, and I know that was the first time I had ever experienced anything like that. It was so bizarre. And the weird part about it's not as bad as it might seem, because that kid that was my best friend that next school year, he ended up actually he didn't graduate, but he transferred to a different school. So there really wasn't any added drama. I mean, oh God, imagine if he did continue going to my school. That would have been pretty terrible. But something that was very interesting was 2 years later, I don't know what happened. My best friend never went back to my school, but his younger brother, for some weird reason, continued going to my school. And I didn't see him while school was in session, because we were, and he was one grade below me. Our classes were in different sides of the school, but I had this after school activity that I showed up to. And I remember I passed those, I saw not only my best friend, I saw his older sister that used to babysit us. I saw his mother. I saw his younger brother. I just saw all of them, and I was passing them in the hallway, and I was just trying to be nice to them. I was waving at them like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And they completely gave me the cold shoulder. Oh my goodness! I might have been the first time that I had ever experienced that. And they gave me this nasty look. I mean, thankfully, that was the last time I ever saw them. But that, for some, that game is, I mean, that story is somewhat tied to Super Mario Land, because I remember how stressful it was when my supposed at that time best friend ended up stealing my Game Boy. And at that point, after experiencing that, I kind of understood why a lot of teenagers didn't like introducing their family to their like school friends. And that ever since that moment, for me personally, I did not want I was embarrassed to have my family meet my friends at all, because think about how terrible this was. Me and okay, so my family and my at that time best friend's family got really close, right? So close where my mom was hiring his older sister to babysit. An incident happened that wasn't even related between me and my friend. It just something related to my mom, his sister that babysat us, and my younger brother, and that friendship completely got ruined because of that situation that was unrelated to us. And it's so sad. If anything like that has ever happened to you, I would love to hear that, in the comment section, or if you have any thoughts or questions about my story. But that was a very interesting story. And every time I play this game, I always think about not only that camping trip, but I always think of that fond time, that fond memory. Although it is a very bittersweet story, it's not really that bad. I mean, like I said, like it could have been way worse. If you imagine, like I can't imagine if we would have had like the same class, the amount of drama that would have happened. So if you like this story, I made a whole bunch of other mini videos discussing other virtual console, 3DS and Wii U virtual console games. I have some of those games linked in the description. I know I made a video on the original Super Mario Land and just a whole bunch of other just really good games on the virtual console. And I know I told a whole bunch. I told some interesting stories in those videos too. Maybe not every virtual console mini video, but I did it for quite a few of them. A few of them, if you want to hear other stories, a few of them that I will, tell you about is I had an interesting story about Shantae on the virtual console. Or in that video, I had a interesting story about Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for the virtual console, that mini game, a video. I might link those in the description. I'm not 100% sure, because this video will be posted well within the future of me making this video. I'm making this video on February 24th of 2023, and I'm just pumping up and the eShop is closing on March 27th of 2023, and I haven't even made, at this point, I haven't even made a mini video at all for the Wii U. I've just solely focused on 3DS, and for pretty much from this time on to the point where, the Wii U and 3DS virtual consoles will be closing, I'm just going to focus all that time in videos. And try to get as much of them done as possible. And then after that, I'll probably take a long time editing and all that. But either way, thank you for listening to my story and watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.